What is up, beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a full look for you guys, but mostly it's like a first impression wear time video. So I have some first impressions for my eyes and first impression for my lips, but it's not nearly as important as my first impressions for my face. So today I'm going to be using the brand new Nars Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation, and I'm going to be using the Kylie Cosmetics Skin Concealer. Both of these have been talked about on the internet. This one more bad, this one more good. This is going to be my true wear test, and of course how I put it on and what I think of it and blah blah blah. And this is just going to be kind of like a first impression of these products and see how they work. So if you'd like to see the review on the Kylie Concealer and the Nars Foundation, then keep on watching. For the first time in a while on camera, I am completely barefaced and ready to go. Now, originally, because I already tried this out, originally I was going to be doing a, first impression of everything, but I was going to do a first impression of the Becca Velvet Blurring Primer Perfecting Base and Apricot Haze. No. No. The information about this is saying that it's meant for all skin types, but it's mostly going to be drying to a powder finish, and you can see it right here. It's more of an apricot creamier color. Honestly, to me, it just looks like baby vomit, honestly. And also, this just made my face powdery and dry, feeling that everything that was going over top of it just looked cakey and gross. And I have exfoliated my face. My face is completely moisturized and ready to go. So this one is not okay for me. Not good for dry skin. I just don't like that one at all. But I did prime my face with my favorite NYX Hydro Touch primer that I use all the time. First up, we're going in with the new Nars foundation. I have been hearing so many different things about this right now, especially on YouTube. A lot of people are talking about it because it is a brand new foundation from Nars. This is their first longwear foundation. It's the Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. So now let me just read the claims before we get started with this. Introducing Nars' first 16-hour foundation that stays turned on by the power of radiance. That's a little inappropriate, but it's Nars. High coverage is now supernatural. Its breathable, fade-resistant formula is infused with raspberry, apple, and watermelon extracts to help smooth and improve the look of your skin instantly and over time for full-powered radiance. Ideal for medium to full buildable coverage, and it's meant for normal, combination, and oily skin types. So it also says it's transfer-resistant, sweat-resistant, fade-resistant, non-drying, paraben-free, alcohol-free, oil-free, fragrance-free, dermatologist tested and non-cosmetogenic. So that is a huge claim that this foundation has. It did say for combination and oily skin. It does not look like it's good for like drier skin types, but my face is very hydrated right now. I used a hydrating base. I used my moisturizer, so I think this should be a-okay for me. We shall give it a go. This is the shade L1 Oslo, so this is the lightest shade, I believe. This is supposed to be kind of like the same high coverage and kind of same wearing and feel of their Radiant Creamy Concealer, so I have tried that one as well, so we will see how this goes. Right now, it definitely looks actually really nice. It looks very, slightly dewy, but I know that my skin was kind of already hydrated beforehand. It looks really nice and natural. Doesn't look too heavy or anything like that. I do need a little bit more coverage right here on my little redness area, but other than that, it actually looks pretty good. So you can see I did one side of the face, so this is my natural skin, and this is it with the foundation on top. So now, as you can see, the foundation is a little bit lighter than my natural skin tone, but it does blend my neck very well. Because all my foundations, no matter if it fits my skin or not right here, it will never fit right here. Anyways, now let me just blend out the rest of my face with this foundation, and we'll see how it looks. Now, looking at my skin, it does look a lot better without that mattifying powder finish primer. That Becca primer may be good for somebody else, but for me it was terrible. And I don't usually say terrible or awful very often, but it was just a terrible primer for me. I'm actually going to go in with a new concealer to try. This one has been highly talked about online. I've seen a few good and a lot of bads with this one, so I'm going to give it a go for myself and see how I think of it. This is the Kylie Cosmetics Skin Concealer. So I have this shade Stone right here, and I'm pretty sure this shade's going to be a little bit lighter so I can highlight my under eye area with it. I'm going to use it just to kind of highlight and see how it looks. It's a little bit on the yellower side. I thought it was going to be a little bit more neutral, but I guess that's okay for like the under eye area. As you can see, this side is concealed, this side is not. You can definitely see that my eyes are a lot more brighter. Honestly, this concealer does have a lot of coverage. It has a lot more coverage than I thought it would have, being such a liquidy, watery kind of feeling to it. But as you can definitely tell just by the ring light and how much lighting I have, it is definitely on the luminous side. It's very dewy looking, so I am liking it so far. But let me just do the other side and set it, and then I will be right back. I zoomed you guys in nice and closely. My face is completely set. My blush, contour, and highlight is on point right now. So let me just whip out my little mirror and see how this foundation and concealer is looking so far. It's looking like most of my Holy Grail foundations anyways. It's looking pretty good. No separations, no creasing, no caking up. The setting of it was not bad at all. It didn't cling or didn't, you know, cake up or get bunchy or anywhere like that. It looks pretty good so far. Concealer is a little bit of a separation and a little bit of creasing around my eye area, which this happens because I am a hooded eye person. But right on here I have a little bit of separation, right there. But other than that, it looks pretty good. I will give you guys more of a check-in on that a little bit later. But for now, we're going to go in with eyes. So the same day I got the concealer, I also bought this Kylie Naughty eyeshadow palette from the holiday season. I just got this one on sale, and I thought it would be really fun to do like a little, kind of a quick, hopefully, look with this palette. I know that this was from the holiday season, but I know it's still available in stock, so I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do a tutorial on this one because I did spend a little bit of money on this, so I would like to do a tutorial on this palette for you guys today. Kind of warm up my crease just a little bit with a big fluffy brush. This is the number 12 brush from BH Cosmetics. I'm going to go in with this shade right here, which is called Xmas Kiss. This one probably looks like it would be a little bit powdery, but we will see how it looks. Shade actually blended out really nicely. I will have to say though, it was a little bit powdery. It did have a lot of cake back to it, so that would be just the one negative thing I would have to say. But anyways, so next up for the crease area, I'm going to take my fluffy brush again. I'm going to go in with this shade, which is called Saint Nick. Trying to come up with a good shadow color to go with this. I think I'm just going to go in with this really pretty red shade, which is called Ho Ho Ho. But I am going to wet my brush a little bit really quick. I'm going to use the Morphe M167. I'm going to wet my brush and I'm going to use it for this shadow. It went on pretty nicely. It did ruin the pan a little bit by wetting the brush, so probably don't recommend doing that. But I'm going to go in with inner corner highlight, which is going to be a snowflake right here. And then for my brow bone highlight, I'm going to use a little bit of the shade Jingle. Now Jingle definitely does not go on very, very opaque, but we'll see how it goes. Look a little bit bolder. I'm going to go in with this shade right here, which is called Hot Toddy. This one's going to be like a deeper brown shade. I'm going to use this for my outer corner of my eyes. Go back in with Christmas Kiss or Xmas Kiss. I'm going to just kind of pop that right over here and just kind of blend everything together. My lashes are on, so my eyes are pretty much complete. Now it's time to go in with lip. So I'm going to go in with a brand new lipstick from the drugstore. This is the Physicians Formula, the Healthy Lip Velvet Finish Lipstick, and this is in the shade All Natural Nude. that the lip is on, the look is complete. So, of course, I'm going to give you guys some, like, little wear time throughout the day kind of thing for the concealer and the foundation, just to kind of see how it looks. But so far, I think it looks really nice. The foundation looks really nice. It has not separated, it has not creased or anything like that. I've had this on for about 2 hours now, just filming in between, taking a little break here and there. But now, all in all, still for 2 hours, it looks pretty damn good. Before I go and come back and, you know, eat some lunch or whatever, I'm going to give you guys my final thoughts on these two first impressions that I've had for the palette and for the lipstick. The lipstick was actually really nice. It's very hydrating feeling. It did dry to a matte finish. I am very shocked because it said it's a velvet matte finish, so I usually think there's a little bit of sheen to it, but no. If you touch it, it does come off a little bit, but there is no sheen to this. Like a hydrating, but yet soft and very comfortable liquid lipstick. So far I'm really loving this. And it's only $6.99 at Ulta, and you can pick this one up. I believe it's also about going half off right now as well. I just think that that's such a great value for this lip product. Naughty palette from Kylie Cosmetics. I will have to say, I enjoyed this palette a lot more than I thought I would. Does that make sense? Like, I thought it was going to be patchy, uneasy to blend, very weird, very rough, whatever. I just thought it was going to be something that I was going to absolutely hate. But so far, it actually did blend really nicely. The shades that really, I would have to say, not bothered me, but like I wish that they were better, would be Jingle right here, Unwrap Me right here, Coal, and Tipsy. So those are the shades that I feel like they could have been better. Oh, and Glaze. I feel like Glaze could have been a little bit better of pigment. All in all, this palette is $44. I still feel like that probably is a little bit too high of a price point for a palette like this one. I did purchase it for $33. If that was the original price, I'd say it would be worth it, but since it is not, it's very hit or miss for me. I think that this worked out for me really nicely. I think the color combination could have been a little bit better, but from just a first impression standpoint of this palette, I thought it was not bad. It was definitely not bad of a palette. I thought it was going to be way worse. I'm not giving it a bad review at all. I'm not giving it the greatest review, but I'm giving it a really good review saying that it's a nice palette and it did blend perfectly for what I was hoping for it to do. So no fallout on my face. The colors blended nicely. They did not have any issues with pigmentation at all. They blended beautifully. Okay guys, so I am done eating, I've done relaxing, I've done doing a little bit of cleaning here and there, and so now it's been about 5 to 6 hours right now. I do not wear makeup for a very long period of time, depending on where I go. If I go out, if I go do this, if I go do that, etc, 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 then it will be a little bit longer. But when I am doing nothing all day, I really don't go out for a very long time, so I mean I really don't do anything. This is just me giving a review of the product for as long as I wear the foundation. On my eye area, it has separated the concealer a little bit, like right here. Other than that, it looks pretty good. Right here on my forehead area, it has started to separate and it has started to show expression lines, but you know what, that's normal for me. I am more on the drier side, so that will show up very fast for me. Around my mouth, it looks pretty good. Surprisingly, it looks pretty good around my mouth than it usually does. Right around my nose, it's separated right here, separated right here, separated right here. Lipstick is pretty much off because the velvet lipstick did not last through eating ramen noodles, because you know that's not gonna happen. First off, let's start with the concealer. So this one is very talked about, this one's very controversial right now, but she did come out with 30 shades, so I feel like that's really great. If you are more oily prone, please set this one with a powder, or you might have to set throughout the day. I feel like this was a very liquidy, more waterier consistency for the concealer. I feel like it went on really nicely, and it was super opaque. The applicator is actually very, very nice. This concealer retails for $20. I honestly feel, there's a lot of concealers out there that I would recommend first before this one. This one did do a decent job. It wasn't my absolute favorite of all time, if that makes sense. Look at this right here. This is the Naked Skin concealer that I have. The applicator is actually the same kind of doe foot applicator. This is it right next to the Fair Neutral that I usually wear from Urban Decay. And then this is the ColourPop No Filter concealer. This one is in the shade Fair number 5, so it's the lightest shade. Same applicator as well. and this is it right there. So as you can see, the ColourPop is more opaque, and also it's a little bit more on the yellower tone. So it's great for the under eye if you are like me, where I have really bad dark circles. So then there is all three of them right there. Did this concealer work the way it should have? I would say yes. I feel like it did work as a really nice concealer. Do I feel like it's very similar to the ColourPop one? I actually will say no. It does not look exactly similar or in any way mean necessary look the same as a ColourPop one. I know they're both by C Beauty. I know they both are manufactured in the same area. But that doesn't really matter because both of them will have different ingredients in them. I do feel that this foundation is definitely more on the naturally slightly matte side, so that's another thing too. If you're more on the drier side, this foundation would be better if you were to hydrate underneath. Sometimes you don't even have to set with a powder, but I always set the powder because I want my skin to be like smooth, airbrush, and poreless. It did work pretty nicely for me. I do like this foundation. I feel like it did work. I feel like it did stay on pretty nicely, and it still looks pretty damn good. Now, it's not nearly as matte as the Fenty foundation, and I know it's not nearly as like thick in consistency as a Huda foundation, but both the Fenty and the Huda are my go-to holy grail foundations right now. So this one definitely seems to be more along the lines of in the middle of that, but it did stay on. It did not separate too badly on my face. It still looks pretty good, and I will give it a really true wear test again very, very soon and update you guys on it and see what I really think. Because having a first impression wear test is definitely different than having it for a longer period of time. So I will be wearing this for work for a few more days and then give you guys my final thoughts next time in my videos. This one is $49, so it's definitely very up there in price. But if you are a fan of Nars, or if you buy a lot of luxury foundations, and if you just think that money's not an object when it comes to a product that really works, then go ahead and go and try this one out. A lot of beauty YouTubers have been talking about this a lot right now, and so I wanted to give it a go. So I actually think this is not bad. So far the foundation I'm liking a little bit more than the concealer. The concealer I feel like was just really dewy and radiant, and this one is naturally radiant, but at the same time this one gave me more of a matte finish like I love. So anyways, that is the end of this video. Make sure you thumbs it up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'm very sorry if this video is very long, but I really want to give as much information as I can, as well as having a little fun tutorial with you guys. So anyways, love you. Bye.